we've got some other interesting properties we're going to look at. We're joined now by property expert Louisa Fletcher. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning.
No doubt people are going to say there are some crazy prices in the capital, but let's have a look at a few more, because these are really extraordinary. This is an alleyway that was recently sold in South London. It was sold for £250,000. Which is extraordinary. Just the alleyway between that coffee shop and that charity shop.
And they're going to convert that.
It's got planning permission, yeah.
So someone will be living there.
There's another one. This is the tiniest home. 188 square foot. This is smaller, I think, than this similar size to the one that Rambo's talking about.
On top of the
£275,000. That's actually so you walk up the kitchen unit.
And is that the bed above?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's literally one room.
Amazing. And then the garage in Knightsbridge, £400,000 for a garage in Knightsbridge. Louisa, it's an extraordinary thing. So we always know that London is a kind of market to itself in the South East, but it is positive news for the rest of the country, isn't it?
It is. If we look at the top 20 cities that have experienced this growth as seen by the Home Track report, it's quite obvious that things are going the right way in those areas. But it's a double-edged sword, because obviously it's going to make it more difficult for first-time buyers to get on the market and people to move up the ladder. So it's obviously good to take it in a balanced picture.
And how long is it likely to last then? Is this something that could be a bubble and then it could go away again, or is it set to continue?
Well, markets are fuelled by sentiment, and let's think about what's going to happen in the next 6 months. We've got a general election, and obviously there's uncertainty around those kinds of things. What's going to happen? Who's going to get in? We also need to think about the interest rate. So it's at a historic low of 0.5%, and that's the lowest it's ever been for 200 years. So interest rates are only going to go one way, and that's up. And we already know that Mark Carney is dovish about the interest rate, but it's likely to happen after the election. We've obviously had a statement from the Prime Minister last week talking about the fact that the dashboard lights are flashing red on the Eurozone, and these kinds of things make people rightly concerned about their financial future. So these are the kinds of things that we would look at, would say the housing market might cool in certain areas because of that kind of a sentiment.
So with that in mind, if someone's thinking about selling a house, is now the time to do it?
It depends on where they live, what their individual circumstances are, the reasons that they need to move. So for some people, now has to be the right time because of their life circumstances, whether or not that's trying to move into a different area to get kids into a different school catchment, whether or not it's due to displacement, due to relocation of work, or divorce perhaps. So there are people, the 3Ds we call them, death, divorce, displacement, that will always have to move whatever the time is.
Mortgages could be tougher now because of the new criteria.
Because of the mortgage market review in April. So I think the stats, as I would read them, just looking at the Home Track report in isolation, what this report tells me is that if we look at the cities, the 20 cities listed, they're university cities. And if we think about the toughness that people are facing in terms of getting a mortgage, what this tells me is investors are investing in buy-to-let property in those areas because they're university towns. And if we look at the bigger picture, which is nearly 5 million people in private rented in this country at the moment, then where's the demand is in private rented, and you're seeing that picture.
Oh, there we go.
Really
Thanks
interesting
very much.
stuff. There you go, Louisa. Good to see you as ever. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.